this is a one-off choice for me because I don't like anything else from Meghan Trainor's music outside of this album. I do not like
that's fair.
any of
That's
her,
fair.
yeah, I don't like any of her music
Yeah.
that was not in this album, right? At all. Yet this particular album is one of my all-time favorite pop records. Let's see what else. So 2015, we move 1 year into the future.
God.
So this is now more. This was hard. So this year was really tricky because this was a way more balanced year for everything. So pop, EDM, hip hop.
So hard for me.
Yeah, it was a very, very balanced year. For, like I said, for pop, EDM, hip hop, it's not pop. EDM is king anymore, but everything is at a stalemate.
Right.
Everything's popular. So this was the year of Hotline Bling, Blank Space.
Yeah.
What Do You Mean by Justin Bieber, Shut Up and Dance.
Yeah.
Uptown Funk. The Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack charted. So I think that was like number 9 or something like that, which is kind of cool. Which is kind of cool.
I was tempted to just throw it in there. Just be like,
yeah, me too.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah,
me too. But yeah, 1989 took number 1 of that year. But so for songs for 2015, my honorable mention goes to "Take Me to Church" by Jose.
All right.
So I think this song ages very, very well, and I think that Jose has such a unique, haunting, like alluring voice. And the way that he constructs his music is all in complement of that. And that song particularly, the way it moves through its sections is not very typical of a charting song as well. It's very loose if you listen to the song. Like a lot of chart topping stuff is very structured, no matter what genre, it's very structured. Like your verse and your chorus, they all kind of have similar tempos. Nothing really like in terms of like mixed meter, blah, blah, blah.
Fair.
And I'm not saying that Take Me to Church has that, but like the way that he sings and the way that he expresses himself, especially during the parts before the chorus. I don't know about like pre-chorus or like verse or whatever, but during the end parts of that particular section, the way that he moves his vocal line and the way that he composes his vocal line gives it a very loose time feel, which is really cool because it loosens up the time before going straight into the chorus, which is like very structured. And then it does the same thing again, loosens up the time a bit before the chorus. It's cool. The movement's cool. So that's my honorable mention is goes "Take Me to Church" by Jose. Okay. But my number 1 song of that year actually goes to 4-5-Seconds by Rihanna.
Oh,
Kanye
that's a good choice.
Paul
That's
McCartney.
A good one.
And the reason I put this, not just because it's an awesome song. I mean, with a team like that, how could it be a bad song? It's an awesome, awesome song. It's so raw and organic, and like. It's got like Kanye singing, Rihanna singing, and a guitar, and then maybe a couple of other like small appointments. But like that's the majority of the song. It's just guitar, Rihanna, and Kanye West. And it allows so much of their and it allows so much of their personality as singers to shine on through. To like come through because it's not being plastered by other things. And the reason I also picked it is because that's it's a combination I would never have thought of. Like Rihanna and Kanye, sure. I can kind of see that happening. But like to throw in Paul McCartney in there, like it was so unexpected. And but it turned out as a brilliant fusion that again stands apart from everything else on the top 100 for that year in terms of songs. Like no other song was even close to being like that song. Underproduced, very sparse, but done in a very beautiful way that you would expect if you have Paul McCartney on your team, right? So that's my song of the year.
That's an interesting choice. I would have never picked it at number 1, but I do understand why you did it. It's very fresh at the time, which is weird because like you said, because like what you said, we're at the point where everyone's producing to the highest level. Yeah, everyone's trying to like make that next pop song. Everyone's trying to make that next record that's just perfect, right? And they released this song that sounds raw. You know, it sounds like it's just them in a room singing together.
Yeah.
And it's a great song. People like it.
It's beautiful that way.
People can sing along. Yeah. And I didn't think of it that way before, but you're right. Their talent does shine through the song. So I understand completely. This was tough for me. This was like, so just a bit of context. This was my 2015 was the year that I graduated from high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like going to college, you know what I mean? Like I had summer, you know, I had my graduation this year.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of things happened in 2015. So this was, I think, the hardest year that I had to choose from because I have so many memories associated with that year. So
sure, actually, yeah,
so
sure,
I would
sure.
like go down the list and there would be one song that reminded me of this, one song that reminded me of that. But it's just, it is what it is. My honorable mention for Song of the Year goes to Uptown Funk, Mark Ronson, and Bruno Mars. So it's one of those songs that, if you remember, there was a dance to it.
I can't remember.
I still remember how to do the dance, mainly because this was the party song of my high school prom.
Oh yeah,
like my senior year. You know, when the intro, when we start hearing that intro, we were sitting down. Everybody runs to the middle. And then it's like, this is the song we're jamming out to.
Yeah,
Uptown Funk would easily be number one, if not for this song. My 2015 Song of the Year is See You Again, Wiz Khalifa and Charlie Puth.
Oh, okay.
And it's the same reason. I was graduating that year. My friends were going to different places.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I recently watched Fast 7. I think like maybe around half a year ago, 6 months ago. And when that song came on, I remembered my high school graduation. Mm-hmm. I remembered saying goodbye to my friends. I remember just going through that year. One big reason was because some of my best friends were going out of the country. When Charlie sings "See You Again," to me that meant I'll see them again. You know what I mean? Like, it's been a long day without you, my friend.
Oh, you can just sing the whole song.
I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. This song definitely hits the hardest feels of all the songs that I've listed down.
Sure, I get it for sure. Especially like, again, high school graduation being such a significant time in someone's life, you'd obviously associate a lot of things with it.
Yeah,
like emotionally, just attach things to it.
Yeah.
I can't remember what my graduation song is. I think it was a Carly Rae song. But anyway, I'm happy it was a Carly. I'm happy it was a Carly Rae song.
There were other songs that I wanted to put in. Thinking Out Loud. But that was because that was just like the main song for the prom slow dance. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of it was associated with that time. And that's a big reason.
Okay. I mean, it's basically the same thing wrapped in a different form. Like, it's still a high school graduation moving on significance, I guess.
True.
Okay, so albums 2015.
Go for it.
My honorable mention goes to my favorite gateway into the hip hop world, which was Damn by Kendrick Lamar. That album. Yeah, very, very strong album. And I think one of the beauty about it was how, like, hip hop had a kind of a weird phase in this kind of timeline where people were starting to be like, you know, like the Frank Ocean thing. They were trying to be
right, yeah.
like slower, spacier, more emphasis on sort of abstraction and emotion, trying to create space in their music. And I think the reason why I liked Damn so much as an introduction to hip hop, or my gateway into appreciating hip hop more, is that it was just hip hop. You know, it's like hard hitting, pretty sparse production, not the thickest or like most populated production ever, but like very, very driving, full of attitude, full of grit. Like, what else can you want from like a hip hop record, right? So that gets my honorable mention. But my number one, and this was a very easy choice for me, my number one album of 2015 goes to one of my favorite of all time pop records, which comes in at number 5 that year, which was Tidal by Meghan Trainor.
Oh,
that is my album of 2015. Now, this is a one-off choice for me because I don't like anything else from Meghan Trainor's music outside of this album. I do not like
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't like any of her music that was not in this album, right? At all. Yet this particular album is one of my all-time favorite pop records. And just like how, and for the same reason that I like Doo-Wop and Hooligans so much from Bruno Mars, same thing with what he did there. Meghan gave the world of pop an extremely refreshing take through her influences from like 30s swing and 40s bebop.
Yeah.
which is like again a set of styles that you would never see in a pop record today. True. I mean maybe today, sure, but like back then it was a very weird and very adventurous and almost kind of like risky fusion to do. But she does it so well, and it's like such a unique fusion that even nowadays in pop only pops up maybe once in a while, like specifically to fuse swing and bebop into your pop music. But instrumentation, like there's so many good things about the album besides the songwriting, besides the catchiness, instrumentation. Any album that favors the use of a double bass over a regular electric bass guitar is number one in my heart, always. And like the harmonies were very like barbershop quartet-ish, kind of thing,
for sure.
Gave you that feel, and it's like error correct, you know. It's time period correct, and of course all the modern production appointments give it a place in the billboards that's easily consumable. Colorful, fun, great feel, awesome groove. Definitely one of my favorite albums of all time. Yeah, number one for that year for me goes to Meghan Trainor's Tidal album.
That's an interesting choice. I would have not thought that you'd pick that album. I
love that album so much.
But I do like that album. Yeah. Like, I'll admit that I remember there was a time where I would listen to her secretly. Because at the time, like I wasn't sure if like it was acceptable, like if society would like judge it. But it's a really good album, and till today, I don't listen to it often. I haven't listened to her in quite a while, but
it ages quite well.
I'll get back to that.
Yeah, it ages well.
Yeah. So my 2015 winner for honorable mention, basically. So there's quite a few, but my honorable mention is another One Direction album.
Okay.
Sure. So it's 4. So this album goes even beyond, to me, Midnight Memories. I like it more than Midnight Memories. It's just that I like the other album, like this other album I like more. Yeah. So 4 is my favorite album of One Direction. It was the last album with Zayn in it. So when you listen to it, it's their most mature, yet they're still complete.
Yep.
So that's the idea, or that's the vibe you get from 4 and 1. So you have like, I'm not sure if you know this, but if anyone's listening, Steal My Girl, Where Do Broken Hearts Grow? Where Do Broken Hearts Go? Night Changes, Stockholm Syndrome, Clouds. So good. I watched One Direction during this album tour. One of my favorite shows. It's just so fun. But it's not number one.
No, yeah, but.
So my 2015 album of the year goes to Talking Is Hard by Walk the Moon.
That was going to be in my honorable mentions, actually. It wasn't going to be my honorable one, but it's definitely going to be in my honorable mention.
Love this album.
That's a really good record.
I listened to it today.
Yeah.
Often. You have songs like Different Colors, Shut Up and Dance, Aquaman. I watched them live once, and their intro's The Lion King. It's so fun. They're such a fun band to watch. Just different bangers, easy to listen to. Pop, hit after hit after hit. Not commercial hit success, exactly. But the way that they were able to capture the attention of people with this album is so fun. I mean, of course, everyone's going to say Shut Up and Dance. But when you go through the album, it's just so good. Everything is so good. So if you haven't listened to the whole album, listen to it. One of my favorites.
Oh, yeah, maybe I will. I think I have listened to that record before. I remember loving it. I haven't spun it in a long time, but I remember loving it. Each song was so playful.
Yeah,
cheerful,
exactly.
And yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Again, it was going to be in my honorable mentions for sure.